What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I am wrestling with myself. I've got the NXT Takeover Toronto results today. This show aired on Saturday night, and I was not able to watch it. So I'm coming at you guys now on Monday afternoon with a really quick NXT Takeover review. I did my predictions on a podcast called That Wrestling Show, which is up now on all major platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, all these different podcast platforms. If you guys want to go back and watch my TakeOver and SummerSlam predictions, they are up there to watch now. I did okay on it. I think I was 3 out of 5 in the 5 matches that aired on TakeOver. Overall, this was a pretty solid TakeOver show. They're always decent to great every single time. There's never a bad TakeOver. This one holds true. But this wasn't the best of the year by any means. It wasn't the best TakeOver of all time. It's probably not going to be the best TakeOver of 2019. Just a solid show overall, but not a whole lot of special things on it. And again, I'm probably desensitized by seeing 7.5 hours of wrestling over the last 2 days between TakeOver and SummerSlam. But real quickly, I just want to give you guys the rundown of TakeOver. The opening match was for the NXT Tag Titles. The Street Profits defended against Undisputed Era, and this was a very fun, solid opener. Nice clash of styles. Undisputed Era being the brawly technician type to kind of ground Street Profits, and of course Street Profits being the faster-paced, high-flying style. Crowd was pretty into this. Kind of started off a little slow, but got into it as it went along. I liked this opener. I thought it was solid. Not special, but good. I liked Fish and O'Reilly trying to ground the faster of the Street Profits, kind of trying to keep Montez Ford off his feet. Angelo Dawkins had a lot of shine moments in this. He started off with a lot of chain wrestling and using his size and the technical advantage early on, which I liked. Montez Ford, that dude is so athletic. Beyond the charisma, he connects with the audience. But his jumping ability, just leaping over the leapfrogs and the drop kicks, he makes very basic moves look very spectacular. He just makes everything feel grandiose because he's such an athlete and he jumps out of the gym. The guy's amazing. But all 4 guys got a chance to shine here, and to my surprise, Street Profits won and retained the titles with the Montez Ford Frog Splash. I thought Undisputed Era would take these belts, but Street Profits retain, and I would love to see who else they can pull big matches out of. We've seen them evolve and become very good wrestlers, especially in the past year. They've gotten better and better. This was a good match here, and I want to see what else they can do on NXT before they go stay on the main roster full time, because they are on Raw, but they're not wrestling much right now. So I enjoyed this, and I hope they stay in NXT for quite a while going forward, because they can do both. Next up, we had what I thought was the match of the night. This one stole the show. Big surprise. Excellent match. Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. I just love this. Io Shirai's been a great heel. She's changed her persona. She's gotten more aggressive. She's done more submission wrestling in this since she's turned heel, and it's been great for her character. Candice LeRae is the quintessential babyface in peril. She always plays the underdog who bumps around well, takes a good beating. She's a great, sympathetic underdog. So I thought these two really clashed well and had a nice mix of styles in this. Both ladies added a lot to their arsenal. Io Shirai doing a lot of extra submissions, adding to her stuff. Also using the high-flying stuff like the moonsault when she could. Both ladies also doing a lot of good false finishes in this, getting the audience going and using close 2 counts to their advantage. Candice LeRae at one point hitting with the top rope spinning neck breaker. Io Shirai going for the top rope moonsault, which was kicked out of for the first time by Candice LeRae. Again, crowd was into this. Both ladies bumping like crazy. Io Shirai uses a new kind of head capture with her legs, a version of sort of I don't even know what you would call it. She sort of captured her arms and she was using the arms to choke Candice while also choking her with her legs in sort of a head vice, leg lock, for the finish. I don't know what they're going to call it, but it was a very nice, comprehensive finisher. Io gets the much-needed win. Candice looks great. I really enjoyed this. This was excellent. Then we had the Matt Riddle comes out and calls out Killian Dane. They brawl up the stage. Killian Dane jumping off the stage through tables with an indie wrestler, security, as well as Matt Riddle. I'm looking forward to seeing what Dane and Riddle can do in a big-time match. They are both hard-hitting, suplexing, brawling, physical guys who have good styles together, so I'm looking forward to seeing that on a future TakeOver or NXT TV. Then we have the North American Championship, Velveteen Dream defending against Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne in a three-way. I enjoyed this. At times it was a little too much, too convoluted, setting up spots, waiting to do three-way spots. These guys were kind of taking turns, sliding in and out of the ring and doing a lot of double-team stuff that kind of felt a little bit telegraphed. But overall, it was decent. These guys are three of the best workers in the company right now, so I did enjoy this. Pete Dunne manipulating joints, doing his handwork that he usually does was nice. Roderick Strong's an absolute beast. I liked when two guys would team up on a third guy in this match, no matter what the combination was. There'd be little spurts of like Velveteen and Strong teaming up against Pete Dunne and vice versa. I enjoyed the use of that in this match. And again, a couple of big spots as well, like Velveteen Dream doing the flying elbow drop across the entire ring, coast to coast. Roderick Strong did a double stronghold cloverleaf on both Dream and Dunne. That was excellent. And again, to my surprise, I thought Roderick Strong would take it for Undisputed Era so they could hold all the belts. But Velveteen Dream retains by pinning Pete Dunne. So you have to think that Dream and Strong will go on now because Strong was not pinned. So he's got a right to a rematch in the future if they decide to go that route, where Strong might take the title. But I really enjoy Velveteen Dream. He connects with the audience. He uses a character. He's a great talker. And he's an excellent wrestler. And he's just gotten better and better over the last 2 years. Good to see Dream get a big win here on TakeOver. And then the show kind of slowed down for me and fell apart a little bit. Shayna Baszler defended the NXT Women's Championship against Mia Yim. And this wasn't bad, but the crowd wasn't really into it, and it was kind of slow-paced, and it just didn't feel like it was put together all that well. Mia Yim's a good wrestler, but she hasn't had much character development over the last, since her debut to NXT. And Shayna Baszler is an ever-evolving, excellent heel, better and better as a wrestler, really special style that she uses, MMA style, very physical. But the two just didn't mesh well. I like both these guys separately, but I did not like these ladies together in this match. Again, it just felt like it was kind of plotting. It felt like some of this stuff wasn't chained together well. The crowd wasn't very into it. But Shayna Baszler did retain, I think, with the Kirifuda clutch. Again, these two just didn't have great chemistry for me. I liked them both, but something was missing here. The story didn't have a lot of build to it before the match, so it kind of felt just thrown together. So I wasn't really into this. But I think Shayna was the right person to retain. I thought she would, and she did. So it's interesting to see if they build on this feud or if Shayna moves on. And then in the main event, we had 2 out of 3 falls. Adam Cole defending the NXT title against Johnny Gargano. I'll admit this, guys. I have not liked any of their matches together. I love both guys separately. They're 2 great storytellers, 2 great characters. The crowd's into these guys. But they just do too much in their matches. They just do too many false finishes. They go way too long. Gargano always goes like 30 minutes with his matches. Way, way, way too long. I thought the same thing for the Tommaso Ciampa matches with Gargano. And I thought the same thing with these Cole matches. Super kicks out the ass. No selling. Just a bunch of big moves. The crowd's always into it. And it's always athletic. And it's always action-packed. But it's just paced way too quickly, and it's way too much, and the matches go too long, and I just personally do not get into the no-selling spot, kick. I don't get into that stuff. So as much as I love these two guys as wrestlers, I'm glad to see their feud be over. I want to see these guys move on and try something different, because I didn't really enjoy this. First fall was good, but it kind of went too long. Nice psychology in the fact, at least, that Gargano Gargano got mad at Cole for cheating and using low blows, so he hit Cole with a chair to get DQ'd, and then he continued to batter him. The second fall was the best fall with a lot of the brawling around the ring and stuff, good physicality, where Adam Cole got his win back, and it was 1-1, and they had this weapon-surrounded cage, which looked really nice. The cage looked cool. But they were doing Canadian destroyers off the top rope and kicking out, and super kicks 10 in a row and kicking out of each other, and doing kendo stick shots. They did about 10 each on each other where nobody sold anything. They're popping up too fast and not selling anything, and it felt like it fell apart to me. Adam Cole eventually wins after diving off the top of the cage, threw a bunch of tables together, and Cole lands on top. So again, this was not for me, but I know the fans loved it. I know people online said it was 5 stars. So glad you guys liked it. It wasn't for me, but I'm looking forward to seeing Cole move on and Gargano move on to other stuff. So what did you guys like? What was your match of the night? Tell me in the comments below. And am I being too hard on the last 2 matches that I didn't really enjoy? Tell me down below as well. And what future shows would you like to see me review? I'll be coming back here in 3 weeks for the AEW All Out review. I cannot wait for that show. So come back and check that one out if you guys are into that. And I will see you guys next time.